Hello friends and welcome to Friday. It is Friday. We are doing our extended reading where we cover the energies of Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I have the dates over there, 16, 17 and 18 of August. The decks that I've decided to work with today is the Signs of the Times Oracle. I have to look. The Signs of the Times Oracle. And then this is the deck that I am creating at the moment, which I am calling the Oracle of Tarot. So these are the two that we're going to work with today to get the energies of the next 3 days, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So we start with the Oracle. Let's give it a shuffle. And as we shuffle in, we're asking for the overall theme for the next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What is the theme? What is something that we need to be mindful of? What is something that we need to be aware of? What is something that we need to be holding in our hearts and in our souls as we go through the next 3 days in order to just be successful, happy, and content in our lives? Right, so here we have chosen a card. Let's see what it is. So we have Labradorite crystal, and it is about achievement. So it is about crystals, it is about achievement. Labradorite is one of my absolute favorite crystals. I just love the purples, the blues, the greens, the silvers, the golds. My dogs and my puppies are playing in the office, so I apologize for any noise that you may be hearing. So what do I understand? I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we talk about achievement. So what do we understand by achievement? You know, and this has definitely been a theme over the last, I'm going to say the last week. You know, in our daily readings, in our, you know, in the daily readings that we've been doing, and in a lot of the consults that I've had with clients, a theme that's been coming through is about acknowledging our accomplishments, our achievements, and what we have actually done. Because we go through life so quickly, you know, planning the next goal, planning the next activity. What is the next thing that we're going to be doing? We don't actually spend a lot of time actually focusing on the things that we have actually, oh gosh, the things that we have actually succeeded and achieved. As soon as we've accomplished something, we're immediately on to the next goal. We're immediately on to like, okay, so what's my next thing? What's my next goal? What's my next strategy? And we often don't allow ourselves to actually spend time celebrating and enjoying our accomplishments. So, I mean, for example, let's talk about the 2024 Olympics that have just finished, okay? So here we have all of these athletes that have trained so hard, put their hearts and their souls into competing, into performing, and now that they're finished, whether they won a medal or not, are they actually spending time appreciating and enjoying their achievements, or are they straight back into training to improve themselves, to improve their game so that they are better at the next competition, you know? And I think, yeah, maybe they've taken a couple of days off, but they're straight back at it. They are straight back at it. There's no rest for the wicked, as the saying goes. So we need to, and especially this weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, with crystals, with achievement. Crystals, if you think about it, actually, crystals take a very, very long time to create. You know, they don't just happen instantly in nature. It's hundreds and thousands of years of immense pressure in order to create a beautiful crystal. So you've been under this immense pressure for such a long time now, but you're ready to show yourself to the world. You're ready to show yourself to the world and say, right, this is who I am. This is what I've accomplished. This is the person I am. And we need to not be afraid of that. We need to not be ashamed of that. We need to celebrate it. Right, let's lay out some cards. Oh, we have got sovereign. Yeah, sovereign is gosh, it's such a sovereign word, isn't it? And we have inertia, all right. And we have thrive. So the colors are just so beautiful. It's difficult to tell. I'm just trying to find a place to put this pack down. It's difficult to tell here, but let me see if I can show you. This particular card is blue and purple, okay? So the colors actually fade from blue to purple. So it might be difficult to see. If I put, and this one, again, difficult to see, but this one's purple here and blue on this side. So this one's going from purple and fading into the blue on that end. I know that the camera changes the coloring slightly, so it's difficult to see. Okay, so let's talk about sovereign. So sovereign is the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords in tarot is a king who is very much in control. He's very powerful. He's very sovereign. He's not the kind of person who's going to chat about the weather. He's not the kind of person who's going to look at you and go, well, how are you? You know, would you like a cup of tea? That is absolutely not who he is. He is very much about structure and rules and accomplishments, achievements, attainments, and outcomes, okay? And all he wants to do is to, like, just tell him whether you've achieved the goals or not. That's it. Don't come with stories. He doesn't want to hear your story. He wants facts, he wants truth, and he wants it now, okay? So this is probably how we are living our lives. We've all become a little bit sovereign, haven't we? As soon as we've, oh, sorry, now the puppies are bumping the table. As soon as we, let me just pause and get rid of them for a second. No, they seem to be behaving. So as soon as we have achieved something, we immediately moving on to the next thing. And that is very sovereign, okay? When I look at inertia, inertia is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is this whole thing of, oh, I don't know what to do, but I don't know what to do. What happens if I make the wrong choice? What happens if I do wrong? What happens if it doesn't work out? And this what if scenario that we play out in our head actually gets us into the state of inertia, into the state of nothingness, because we're so afraid of doing the wrong thing. We're so afraid of not succeeding. We're so afraid of all the things that could potentially go wrong that we actually don't do anything. So we find ourselves stuck between a rock and a hard place. Crystal. We find ourselves between a rock and a hard place. We find ourselves in the state of inertia. So if we look at the astrology of inertia, we have got Venus in Scorpio. So Venus is about love and connections and feelings and emotions and desires and beauty and fabulousness and all of those things. And then you've got Scorpio, which is a little bit not what you see. What you see and what they are or who they are is slightly different. With Scorpio, there's a lot of stuff that's happening under the surface. And if you push them too hard, they're going to bite back and sting you. So we're so worried about that sting, we're so worried about the consequences that we don't do anything. So it creates this inertia. What I didn't talk about here with the sovereign was the colors. Okay, so as I said, we've got blue at the top and we've got purple at the bottom. So these are referring to our energy centers, our chakras, and blue is your throat chakra, which is about expression and self-communication, and purple is your third eye, which is knowledge, understanding. So sovereign is about finding the way to express yourself while having the understanding. When we look at inertia from a chakra point of view, we are going straight into our solar plexus. Okay, and actually it's sacral. I lied to you, it's sacral. I'm using the wrong words, it's too early in the morning. It's our sacral chakra, all right? And sacral chakra is where we hold our identity. It's where we hold our sense of who we are, our sense of purpose, our sense of drive, our sense of ambition. So we don't have, because we're stuck in the state of inertia. That is an area of each of us which is underdeveloped right now, which is not performing in the way that it should be, because we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. We then get thrive. And interesting to note that it's Venus again. Thrive is the Empress in traditional tarot. Card number 3, the Empress in traditional tarot. And she does. She believes that everything and everyone deserves to thrive. What does thrive mean? Thrive means to perform at our best. Thrive means to be your absolute ultimate best. Thrive is about, thrive for one and thrive for another may be different, because one person's thriving may be having a million rand in savings. Another person's thriving may have 100 rand in savings, but they're both thriving. But it's all in perspective of their lives, their circumstances, and their scenarios. So we all deserve to thrive, but we cannot thrive if we are stuck in the land of inertia. We need to understand that there is a time and a place for being sovereign. Sorry, the puppies are bumping the table. There's a time and a place for being sovereign, but we need to get out of this stuckness, out of this fear of things going wrong or fear of things not working out. We need to get out of this inertia that we're in, and we need to give ourselves permission to thrive. Give ourselves permission to thrive in the best way we can. Because we deserve to thrive. We absolutely do. We've been placed onto this earth. We are having this human experience right now because we need to grow, we need to achieve, we need to accomplish. We are going to be put under immense pressure. I mean, that's a given. That is a given. We are all going to experience immense pressure in our lives, but it's how we react and respond to it that determines whether we succeed, whether we find happiness, whether we find joy. Thrive, if we look at the chakras that we have, we've got again the purple on this end and the blue on that end. It's different. Here we are progressing, okay, from understanding to self-expression, all right, from understanding to self-expression, whereas here we're blending the two because they're side by side. So we're going here from our intuition, from our understanding to self-expression, but we're bringing them together as one, whereas here it's one or the other. We're progressing through the one to the other, okay, whereas here it's more of a blend. And that is, sovereign is when it's one or the other. It's factual, it is or it isn't. It's the inertia where we're sort of stuck in this middle space. But thrive is when we learn how to blend, okay, when we learn how to combine, when we learn how to blend. And friends, that is where we are this weekend. So let's put it into standard human terms, right? So how does this apply to your weekend? What do you need to do this weekend? This weekend, you need to take time to actually look at your life and say, what am I working towards? What are the things that are important to me right now? What is the attitude or the way that I'm handling it? How am I tackling those things, those goals, those whatever it is that you're working towards? Have you become so fixated? Have you become so focused, okay, on achieving those things that you've forgotten who you are? You've forgotten all the other parts that make up who you are, okay? So we need to acknowledge where in our lives are we sovereign and what have we lost in order to do and achieve and accomplish all of these things. We then need to ask ourselves, right, where can we shift? Where can we make adjustments so that we can include more of this other parts of you into your life? So we need to get out of this inertia, this fear of, okay? Inertia is stuck between, like I said, stuck between 2 points and feeling unable to move. So we need to move something. So do something small this weekend. Do something tiny this weekend that takes you out of your familiar, your security, your sovereign, and just shifts that inertia, just helps that inertia to start making movements and start acknowledging for yourself when you succeed and achieve something and you do well with the thing. So this weekend, it's about acknowledging, it's about doing something small to shift the energy, and then it's about celebrating that when it works out, when it works, when you feel good, when you are successful, when you have accomplished, because we got achievement here. So when you have achieved something small that shifts the inertia, actually, consciously, outwardly, purposefully celebrate and acknowledge that you have succeeded in. And if you then continue to do that, we're not giving up on our goals. We're not giving up on the things that matter to us, but all we're doing is making room for more success, for more accomplishments, for more achievements, for more happiness, and most importantly, for more joy. Joy is a big thing in my life. I believe that life should be full of joy, that everything we do should be with, for, and about joy. So friends, I do wish you the most amazing weekend. Take care of yourselves. Shift out of sovereign. Move the inertia out the way so that you may thrive while you achieve and accomplish everything that you need to in your life. Sending you so much love and so many blessings. And until we connect again on Monday, take care, friends.